So I genuinely wasn't planning on doing a video today, but I was on my way back from A Complete Unknown, starring Timothée Chalamet. Really good film, you should go check it out if you haven't. And then I was like, thinking in the car, I was like, when is AEW Grand Slam? And then I got in, and I looked, and I was like, oh, that's quite soon. Hello and welcome to FTTR, I am Hugh McQuaid, and today we are talking about AEW Grand Slam Australia. In particular, has AEW given up on Grand Slam Australia? It's a difficult question to ask, but we have to ask it. But before we dive into that, please hit subscribe, please like this video, please comment your thoughts down below. I'll try and reply to every single one of them as we dive into this. So I was there at the very beginning when Grand Slam Australia was announced, because I do believe it was officially announced at All In. I saw it on the screen behind me, and I was like, that's a cool idea. That's a cool way to go. I wasn't expecting an Australia show from AEW yet. I would have thought they'd have ventured out more in Europe, because obviously they sold a lot of tickets for All In, maybe doing shows across in France, Germany, Ireland maybe. But no, Australia. I was like, okay, that's cool. That's cool. We had Elimination Chamber in Perth, I do believe it was. And then we have Grand Slam, big show for AEW. And I think the main issue with this, the main issue with Grand Slam in general, is the marketing. I think the marketing and the PR surrounding Grand Slam has been piss poor, to the point where people don't even seem to know what it is anymore. I think, like a lot of people, we all believed it was going to be a pay-per-view because it was a big stadium in Australia that had been announced, and we just went in with that assumption. It wasn't clarified, it wasn't specified. Then it was announced that it was moving to a smaller venue, presumably because ticket sales weren't doing too well, and now it's sort of come out that it's going to be a Dynamite from the looks of it. It's going to be a Dynamite show or a TV special. And I think the transparency and the way this has been communicated by AEW has been so unclear and so mismanaged that I think it's created sort of a vortex of people who don't care about Grand Slam anymore. Grand Slam feels like an afterthought, especially when they just announced Dynasty. We've got Revolution on the way, which seem like way more important events than Grand Slam Australia does. Grand Slam Australia kind of seems like a big house show, essentially. And from the way AEW operates, I think they've set a precedent with their one international show being All in Wembley, aside from the Dynamite tapings, which were announced as Dynamite tapings. They set that precedent that this is going to be more, that this is going to mean more. However, it feels like they have just pedaled back and pedaled back and pedaled back, and they're kind of just like, okay, let's get Grand Slam out of the way, then we can get to Revolution. That seems like where they want to get to, and that's a real shame. Like, I do think, talking in general now, like, Grand Slam has not been treated well, but I think AEW's marketing in general is subpar, to say the least. I think their marketing strategy is abysmal, to be honest. I think it's really, really bad. I don't agree with the idea of announcing your dates so close to when they are, because I would consider, so Dynasty has announced to be happening, I believe, on the 6th of April, and that was announced today. So that gives you 3 months to get tickets and get excited. I think you should announce your dates a lot more in advance. Forbidden Door was announced for the UK last August, and we still don't know a venue. It's really weird, and I feel like there are extenuating circumstances. Apparently there's some sort of clause that if WWE is running an arena, another wrestling show can't run an arena or advertise an arena prior to 3 months or something like that, and maybe that's what's preventing AEW from marketing some of these shows. But I feel like they really aren't being promoted enough. Get your guys on podcasts, get your guys on news stations promoting this stuff, and then you will eventually snowball into more people being aware, more people potentially coming to the shows. The idea of, and I saw this as well, I'll try and snip it and add it to the video. I saw that apparently AEW's marketing strategy, they are announcing these dates so close to when they are so that WWE won't try and counter program with them, because that's what they've done with All in Texas, and they did it with another show. I think was it World's End? They did a house show as well, and then Saturday Night's main event is going up against All in Texas. I understand where you're coming from, but at the same time, just believe in your product. Believe in your product, and people will come. And book your product well, people will come. I don't think WWE counter programming and just putting shows here, there, and everywhere is gonna completely ruin you. Yes, it sucks, but at the same time, announcing them so close when people probably already have plans, people probably weren't saving the date on their calendar. If you announce them further in advance, people can save the date on their calendar, like, okay, I need to be at Dynasty on April 6th, and they've just announced that 6 months in advance. That gives you that breathing room to allow people to buy tickets and get excited for the shows, whereas this kind of rapid burst that you have of trying to get tickets 2-3 months out, I don't think that's necessarily the best strategy. And I'm no marketing expert. Maybe they have the biggest marketing experts behind them who are telling them things that I'm not, but that's my thoughts as a fan. Forbidden Door, for example, I will be going to Forbidden Door. I'd like to know where the venue is, when tickets go on sale, now, if possible, so I can secure those tickets and I know when I'm going. I think it just makes planning things out so much easier for fans, and it does come across as last minute, booking things last minute, hot shot in, and that's ultimately how we've ended up in the situation with AEW Grand Slam, where it doesn't feel like a big event, it feels like an afterthought. And how do AEW make us care? Granted, they've got, I think, 3 weeks. It's February the 14th, so they've got about 3 weeks to sort of tie all this together, get a fantastic show together for Grand Slam. I do believe it'll be good. I think AEW television has been good, aside from the Death Riders and Chris Jericho. But tying that together, getting a fully must-watch show from Australia, that's another thing that's just literally popped into my head, is I believe it's being taped as well, because they don't want to air it at the time that it's airing, so it's being taped in Australia and then airing at a different time in the US. Also a weird strategy. Just air it the regular time. Not the regular time, just air it as it's live. I think you create more of a buzz around it. But no, it's very weird. Very weird situation, AEW Grand Slam. And I feel bad for the Australian fans, to be honest, because AEW fans from Australia who are going, like, it feels like you might have been given you're a bit of an afterthought now, because that arena didn't sell out. I think if the initial stadium had done better, I think you would have ended up with more build, more hype. But it seems like as soon as they had to move venue, I think Tony Khan was like, right, we've lost, we haven't done a stadium, let's just get this out of the way. And that sucks. That really sucks. But I'm hoping there's a Dynamite tonight. Hopefully we'll get the announcement. I imagine it'll be Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay versus Takeshita and Fletcher at Grand Slam. That would make sense. John Moxley versus Jay White, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what directions they're going in from Grand Slam, because it is very soon, in my humble opinion. And those are my thoughts. I want to know what you guys think on this down in the comments below. Are you from Australia? Let me know if you are hyped for this show. The other thing I do want to talk about, actually, before I wrap this up, because I have got the screen on, I wanted to see how many tickets were gone. Your tickets are fucking expensive, man. Your cheapest seats are $68.20. I went to click on a seat, and I went to click on the seat. I was like, oh, that's not too close to the ring. I think that should be okay. Section SJ, if any of you are interested. I went to click on it. 314 Australian pounds, dollars, should I say? Jesus Christ, maybe that's why. Lower your ticket prices, AEW, because that's fucking extortionate. But there are several videos where I talk about ticket prices. You can check those out on my channel. Let's wrap this up right now. Let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comments below, and I'll try to reply to every single one of them. Thank you all ever so much for your support, and have a nice day.